At the Malava Malka, we really shot through quickly about, I think it was 8 principles that I think are really important. So let's share 4 now and hopefully 4 in the next recording. So we can start off by saying that it seems really strange, yet it is a fact, it is a reality, that no human being can ever really grow up to be a healthy human being if they weren't loved by parents for a considerable amount of time in their early years. And this point is a very important point: caring, sharing, supporting, and encouraging with proper, healthy boundaries. And our journey begins with the reality that loving parents have to get down to the child's level of how they're seeing reality. And at times it means it literally, to drop to their height when addressing them in order to see through their eyes. Parents understand that young children can't necessarily easily fit into external demands. And in early days, they have to be prioritized in who and what they are and how they work, not to spoil them, but to give them a chance to grow up. It's an amazing thing how, for children and for young people, sometimes the small little things are so important to them. And loving parents understand that their young offsprings will always come to recognize small little things being important to them. So, for example, sometimes a toddler will experience tremendous excitement and happiness when they can dig their hands into some putty, or they have a chance to, hit their food, or to scream very loudly without being stopped. And sometimes a parent has to be with a child when the child feels so sad because their teddy bear lost a button, or there was a tear in a page of their favorite book. And when we can be patient and we can feel sufficient resourcefulness to really be with them, then the goal is as they grow up in times of real discomfort, in times of conflict or genuine disaster, they'll have the ability to manage themselves. They'll have the ability because they were given sympathy for a range of age appropriate sorrows to know how to relate and react to any given situation, hopefully. Another important nakuda we spoke about was forgiveness. Forgiveness. A loving parent knows to put the best possible spin on a behavior. So, for example, sometimes, it could be a child will be labeled, this is a troublemaker, but really they're just a little bit jealous on the arrival of a sibling. Or they just feel more comfortable, for example, around a small, close circle of friends or family, soothing for them. Or sometimes we can call a kid, they're such a nightmare, where really they're just tired and they need to go to sleep. And sometimes a kid will do something and we just have to forgive. We have to learn to forgive and learn to remodel what we are looking at for the best interpretation. But what this does, when parents can do this for a child, then the child, hopefully, as they grow up, they can forgive themselves. The child won't have to torture itself because of its mistakes. They'll have the ability to recognize, okay, I made a mistake and now it's time to move on. I could put a spin on what's going on. And it won't have to self-loathe or hate itself. This is something really, really important: forgiveness, allowing forgiveness to occur, knowing that sometimes we act odd and it's okay. Sometimes we make mistakes and it's okay. Another important principle that we spoke about was kids go through strange phases, a strange phase of only eating red foods, or, for example, um, I don't know, speaking to their imaginary friends. When kids do odd things, we as adults, we as parents have to believe and have to have faith in the sanity of emerging wisdom. That kids go through things, and there's a lot of possibilities and there's a lot of exploration that a kid usually needs to go through in order to find themselves. This is normal. And we as parents don't need to obsess. Oh no, what's wrong? Don't have to shut them down. Oh no. Just keep an eye on it, but we could just let it pass. We could just let it pass. We don't have to label it. Oh, I have to fix this. No, kids are kids. And sometimes kids get angry, but it doesn't mean they're an angry one, an angry child. Sometimes kids ask good questions, but it doesn't mean they're a philosopher. So it's important to allow a kid to go through its phases. I think this is good for now. And Be'ezras Hashem, we should have the clarity in knowing how to relate on the level of a kid, and as parents to have that maturity. So Be'ezras Hashem, we could really build and bring up B'nai Torah in a healthy way.